What's up and welcome to episode 71 of How Not to Summon a Podcast. I'm Shinny Senpai and this week I'm joined by the man who would love to live at the bottom of a dungeon, Jim.
Damn right I would.
And that man who would have taken the demon's offer, Grayson.
I don't know what that means.
And this week we are finishing with part 2 of Arifureta, episodes 7 to 13. So we'll jump in where we left off. We've just met Shaya, the bunny girl, and the group are now heading to a new dungeon / lab. I think they call it a lab. And they are trying to locate the entrance to the lab in this gorge. At this point, Shaya has the need to pee. So she runs off and they're talking about, like, oh, it's going to be really hard to find the entrance to this dungeon. And then all of a sudden, Shaya's like, found it.
There's a fucking sign. This says, welcome to the dungeon.
Literally a neon one.
Yeah, as they walk into this gap in the canyon or in the gorge, there's a lit up sign saying welcome to the dungeon.
What I did find really funny is the bit where she's like,
games.
where she was
Like,
like,
thing you want? But you better not take it from me.
It's kind of like
Welcome
that anyway.
to the dungeon. What'd you bring me to, man?
I knew he was going there, so I was just working.
Knees.
I mean, the person who owns this dungeon does like a game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, fucking pissed me off.
So they get into this room and they're like, right now we're going to have to try and find the secret door that lets us enter the dungeon. Shaya leans against the wall, finds the secret entrance.
And makes a puddle.
This is
Just
later,
the puddle
that's when
bit?
they get attacked, isn't it? So
Is
they
it?
walk,
I thought
yeah.
it was right at the beginning.
I thought
She
it
gets,
was.
she gets arrowed, doesn't she, from the trap? And then as she spikes to the wall, that's when
Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
she
oh
pisses
the
herself,
bunnies
yeah.
were herself.
Yes, yeah. So as they walk in through the secret entrance, that's when you hear the voice of the person who owns the dungeon echoing through. So it's basically welcomes them and is like, now you've got to get through my tests. They're just wacky traps
They
the
are.
whole way through.
It's Indiana Jones style traps in
Yeah.
this place.
And that voice just winds them up the entire time they're in there.
It'd fucking wind me up.
Oh, you're getting closer.
Oh, he's trying.
I can just imagine you sitting there on a big sofa at the other end of the dungeon waiting for them, just eating fucking Watsits.
Massive bucket of popcorn. Just,
I go to Watsits, I don't know why.
yeah, what was
I
that?
don't know. Because they get stuck on your fingers.
It ain't easy being
What's
cheesy.
Fuck, that's Cheetos.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Not the same.
It's also the first time we see that Shaya has a new toy. She's got this massive...
Go on.
She's got this massive...
You get one. Now, I said this last week, and Sheena will vote for me on this, because I did the editing today. I said you get one that time, you get one this time. Any more, they get deleted. And they've been deleted.
She's got a huge hammer, a new toy that's been made for her. A new weapon. So they go through the traps.
You're saving it. You're saving it,
I
aren't
just
you?
stayed quiet, yeah.
So
I
they
just
go-
stayed quiet.
So they go through the... we see some of the traps. It's very Indiana Jones-esque. Even the rolling ball
Yeah,
of doom
balls.
is there. Balls.
Multiple, yeah.
Yeah, I did find it funny that she's like, oh, stop that one. And then it's like, no, 2 more now. We send loads at you, if not.
And you just see a montage of them navigating their way through all these traps. And then eventually they find out that they've gone in circles because they come across the bunny girl puddle again.
And the neon sign.
And the neon sign. It then cuts from them in the dungeon and we go back to the students back on the surface again. And we see that the ones that have refused to basically go back into the dungeon again...
Are farmers?
So they've gone to join the teacher in the agricultural trade. That's where James is, pulling his plough.
Yeah, it fucking is.
On my own.
James be hoeing.
Always.
You won't get anywhere hoeing like that.
Cut back to the dungeon again. The group have come across what is clearly like one of the final rooms. It's a room full of massive suits of armor either side of it. Like, anybody's going to know that these are going to come to life.
I love the fact that they go, well, this doesn't look ominous at all, does it?
They navigate that with ease. and they end up in the next room, which has all the floating platforms in it. And it turns into a platformer game where they're jumping from platform to platform until they come across the final massive robot boss, who's enhanced with the spirit of the previous person who was in the dungeon. So they've died, but they've managed to keep their consciousness within a machine. I gathered.
Oh, that's what they say.
That's a different
That's what they say.
Are you talking about Full Metal Alchemist?
You're saying it's the Ghost in the Shell, right?
Yes. Well, it's the same concept, I guess. But
and we had such good reviews.
But yeah, the Maverick has put their consciousness inside the machines.
It is a Full Metal Alchemist, though, style thing.
Well, that's what I thought, yeah. They attack, they fight the boss. There's, look, it rains cubes down on top of them. It's just a generic boss fight. Eventually, they manage to trap the armor. Hajime, he drives a spike through the core of it. They kill it. Then the Maverick's voice comes on again and is like, no, I'm still alive.
Well, she does the thing where she's like, no, you've
the
killed
death
me.
speech.
And then they're like, and then they're like, are we all right? And then she's like, hey, I'm still here, by the way.
She, or the Maverick, has put their consciousness into another
thing.
thing.
That thing looks like the egg thief from Spyro.
I thought it does look a bit like the egg thief from Spyro. I thought it looked like the little green shanky things from Final Fantasy with a lantern that one
Yes,
shot you.
yeah.
See, I don't know that reference, but I get the egg thief from
You
Spyro.
see them and they're like a foot tall compared to you, holding a lantern that looks so old,
Shadow
with
face.
a big green fucking head, and then they come up at you, one shot you. Tiny little
I've never
shit.
seen him. Never.
You can tell this has frustrated him before.
Yeah.
So
The egg thief frustrated me in Spyro.
Even in the new Final Fantasy Battle Royale game, they're in it, and they do 999 damage.
Are you fucking serious?
It's fucking annoying.
These things that are like fucking...
Yeah. They look like old men with a green latex mask on, and they come up with you with like a shiv that's an
I'd have
inch long.
rather that than what we got. We got this little child thing instead. Oh, during the death speech as well, the Maverick does say to them, "Good luck when you fight the gods." And obviously Hajime's like, "What do you want about? I'm not fighting any gods. I just want to go home." And the Maverick's like,
Yeah, you are.
"You're not gonna have a choice, but good luck."
Well, it's the... Yeah, you tell yourself that.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the fact that he's like, hey, and you're not going to give us any stuff. Nah, don't worry about it.
He's bestowed gravity magic. I guess this is what makes him able to fly, because soon he begins to be able to fly up into the air, doesn't he? So I guess this is where he gains that from. Although
I thought gravity
Yui is the one that can master it.
Yeah, Yui's the one that does that. I thought it was
she
just
masters
the double
it.
jump thing.
And also, by the way, everybody that steps in the magic circle gets the ability. So when he stepped into the very first magic circle on his own, he's the only one who was given that gift. So he gets his gravity magic, and then he tries to shake down the little being for more stuff.
I know you've got gems and treasure on you. So greedy.
He does the classic bully thing, picks him upside down and gives him a shake.
And there's tons of gems.
There is a
around,
lot
though.
of treasure that falls out. So fair play. And eventually they get flushed away down a sinkhole. This what a weird moment.
What,
by the
the
way.
fish?
Yeah.
What's the
so,
fish?
Yeah. So as they're going through the system underwater, Shea happens to see a fish with like a
human face.
It's got
There's
you know
a- it's
those
got-
generic.
A human all I've got is the Monty Python.
This fish is like this fish is like a T-bird from fucking Greece.
Oh, what you do? No, it's Rocky.
Oh yeah, Rocky Balboa.
what
Yeah.
you doing here?
Yeah, and it sort of just looks at her. That is that is all
Flips
it does.
her off. And she's like, "Whoa."
They all land back out in the open, but Shea is unconscious. So Hajime goes over and he goes to perform CPR on her, and she takes advantage of him and just like shoves her tongue down his throat. And the episode ends. The episode ends with them booking into an inn in the town. And there's a little bit of a fight over who's going to stay with Hajime and who's not. And then Shea sort of
bunny
blurts
girl.
out and is like,
We're all picking the
I'll let you take
Shea.
my virginity if we can stay in the same room as each
I
other.
fucking like the whole fucking... The whole
In front
place
of the
just bears at them with eyeballs.
It's the fork.
burning.
It's the men.
It's
All
the
the men
fork.
look at him like, you fucker.
No, it's the fork bit. Where
Yeah,
you just
well-
hear it clang on the floor.
The
It's like,
waitress.
Episode 8, the group have been summoned to the Adventurers Guild with the meeting with the leader there, and he puts forward a request. Now, this is a bit out of character, I thought, because Hajime, surely he doesn't give a shit. Which he doesn't.
He doesn't in this. He
they
forces as
convince
much
him
as he
fairly
can.
There
out of
are
it.
easily, don't they?
multiple instances after episode 6 where he just turns on his personality.
Yeah. Where you see what he was before he didn't give a shit. Where, you know, that old him that actually cared about people.
Yeah. But now it's more like a demon lord.
Yeah,
the way
with
that does
undertones
it.
of kindness. I guess.
It's the... Ugh, if I must.
Yeah. I know I'm powerful enough to do this.
Yeah.
So I
You know what it
suppose I'll do
reminds me of, Shinny, and you'll get this reference. Overlord. Really nice when he wants to be,
Yeah.
but when he decides that he wants to fuck people
Benevolent.
up... Well, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you've seen the whole thing where people go into his palace, and he's like, no, I'm going to torture you for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And that's your lot in life because you came into my place. I'm like... But then you helped that guy last
Yeah,
week.
the little village
Yeah,
over there
the
you
little
saved.
village. But this guy that's accidentally, you've physically trapped him and snared him into your fucking place, and you're going to torture him for 1,000 years. I'm like,
He is the same. You cross Hajime and he's going to fuck you up.
which
It's that
we
simple.
see later.
Yeah, so the mission or the request that they're given is to track down a missing party that's gone out, and a member of that party was a count's son. So a person of nobility who's obviously important. So they've been requested to save him. He says no at first. He's not interested in a reward or anything like that because the guy's like, I'll pay handsomely, and he's like, I don't care.
I've got money.
I've shook down the little guy in the dungeon.
Yeah, I've got
I don't-
tons of gems. Gems for days.
So he turns around and he goes, all right, money, and also, how about we as the Adventurers Guild look the other way when you do things that we don't necessarily agree with?
That's a good thing.
It'd literally be like, as if you could do anything anyway.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like, yeah, well, what are you going to do if I did it anyway?
Well, he pushes his luck further, because not only does he say that, but he's like, all right, that, and you do me a favour when I need you to do me a favour. So
Now that is important.
you owe me, you look the other way, and you give me money, and then I'll do this one thing for you. The guy accepts it straight away.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? You're
course you
basically
would.
getting a favour off of him, and you're getting blooming
And so-
immunity.
Yeah, and so the group, they head to the little rice farming village, which happens to be the same village that the teacher and the students are at currently.
What a coincidence.
So you're going to get the first crossover where they find out that Hajime is alive. As they cut to this village, you see the teacher talking to the students, and there's a very slight mention that one of the students who went with them to the rice
Has
village
gone missing.
The weird one has gone missing. The little psycho kid.
With the purple eyes.
This is the worst written D&D campaign I've ever fucking seen.
It's like a side quest.
It's so bad.
It's a full-on side quest.
It's
This
like
settlement needs your help.
they had to make it up on the spot.
It is.
This is the best they could
Well,
do.
the settlement have got an issue because they're running out of spices, because there's a supply issue, because all the suppliers are being attacked by monsters on the roads. So that's their biggest concern, is that they're not getting their salt and pepper.
Well, KFC needs that fucking...
Special
They're 11
recipe.
spices, don't they?
Salt Bay takes a lot.
You see the group of kids, the students, they're all sitting in this restaurant. Enters Hajime and his crew. Teacher sees him. She spots him straight away. Well, they mention his name while they're sitting there, and the teacher's
That's
like,
why,
hold
isn't
on a
it?
minute, that
Hajime,
can't
yeah.
be him. She goes over. She knows exactly who it is. He tries to deny it.
Despite the fact that half his face is covered, he's now 7 foot fucking tall.
Missing an
apparently.
arm.
Yeah.
Missing an arm.
And has
Different
white hair.
personality altogether.
Completely
Has
different
white
fucking
hair.
look. He's like, oh, wait, no, that's that kid.
You're definitely one of my students. I'd know my students anywhere, regardless of all these changes.
I can smell you.
That's why. She's used to it.
The teacher also finds out about, obviously, his companions, Yui and Shaya, and, she gets the wrong idea. Well, she gets the right idea, because she's like, what are you doing to these two girls?
How
'Cause-
dare you steal that girl's first kiss? Right, I'm going to give you the one thing that a teacher can always give you. Lecture time.
Well, she says, how did you survive? And he's like,
I worked real hard.
yeah, I worked really hard.
This was
And I got
One
myself
Punch
out.
Man-esque.
I did 100 sit-ups.
Why is your hair white? I worked so hard that the damn thing changed colour.
He tries to ignore the teacher, and then that night, comes walking over and is like,
Knobhead.
He did the right thing.
Paladins, am I
He
right?
did the right thing, right?
well, the knight is like, don't talk to the goddess like that. Who do you think you are? He pays for that. Hajime shoots him.
Well, I mean, it's the fact that he takes a piss out of Bunny Girl. He's like, I'll cut your fucking ears off. He's like, no.
That's her best feature.
He puts the knight in his place.
I'm surprised he didn't kill him.
No.
Are you sure?
It was a warning shot.
Yeah.
No. The
It was
fact
a
that he
warning.
was like, I'll cut your ears off, based on what this guy's
I
been
mean,
doing before.
He crossed the line, the knight, like massively. But it
What? And
wasn't
you wouldn't
enough
expect him to go?
No, I didn't expect Hajime to just kill him. No, because he knows
Nah.
that's just going to cause more issues.
Yeah, and what are they going to do about it?
Yeah, but he can't be asked.
That's a good point. To be fair, it is all about how arsed he can be bothered to kill someone.
How arsed he can be bothered.
And
Write that down.
then he tells the group, he turns to the teacher and everyone else. He's like, just forget you saw me. I'm leaving. This never happened. And he leaves. Also, one of the girls in the group, she has a little bit of a flashback to when Hajime saved her in the dungeon. And she's like, I never said thank you to him.
Again, he took the front line. Really shouldn't have been in that place to save her.
And then it gets to nightfall, and he goes and pays his teacher a visit during the night.
Go on.
That's what I go to school for.
He informs her
No busted.
that she's.
This is a busted free zone.
He informs her about how wrong she is about the world's history. He's got all this newfound information from the Maverick, and he tells her that everything that they were told by the Human King isn't true at all.
He's having whiskey, by the way. I like this. Like, I would live in this world if I was like 12 years old and I'm now sitting down having a whiskey. Because that's what he's doing when he's talking to the woman thing.
Sure it's whiskey?
Yeah.
Because the last time we saw an alcohol in an anime, it ended up being spat out by some fucking woman.
It was fruit juice.
It was fruit juice. Yeah. No, this was whiskey. It was in the full blooming whiskey glass with the ice cubes and everything.
Yeah.
It was really good.
No other drinks have ice cubes in them.
He's got to portray that benevolent person. You know, I have
I'm
to have my
evil.
whiskey. I have his whiskey.
Listen to my ice cubes clink.
He tells the teacher about the fact
Enough
that
about his testicles.
basically the gods had no plan about this whole war that was going on with the races. In fact, the gods encouraged the war because they liked watching everyone fight each other and die.
I kind of get these gods.
And
Show me what you've got.
Yeah. I ain't got any idea what's going on. You show me something. Come on.
and he says, like, these people that you call mavericks that created the dungeons, they were actually liberators, and they tried to help. They saw what the gods were doing, that they were encouraging this war, and they tried to stop them. The teacher also tells him about Kaori, that she's been worrying about him, that she's been asking. She thinks that he was still alive, and he's like, I hope she's okay. So he's still... Kaori, obviously, he cares about.
It's the only one he really cares about.
Yeah, absolutely. Literally. And then he tells the teacher, oh, by the way, your students aren't as nice as you think they are. Because when I was down in that dungeon, one of them tried to kill me. And that's what he leaves her with, and he just goes...
I
I was a
love
bit disappointed with that. I thought that was going to be some major thing, finding out who it was and everything, and then
He knows.
Wait for season 2.
I don't want to wait for something like that.
No, you
that's
can
such
wait.
a minute fucking
No,
thing.
God damn it, you're waiting.
Well, it's not, because that's
Wait.
how he became what he is. So he's
yeah,
got a
it's how
long
it
grudge
became what
with
it
this
is,
one.
but it's in the grand scheme of the fucking story
Well, he tried to
arc
brush
of
it
the
off.
show. It's fucking nothing, really.
But he is intending on brushing it off, wasn't he? He was like, what this person did, I don't fucking care about anymore. I'm beyond this, the one that tried to kill me now. Not that I would be. I'd be going for him straight away. So as Hajime and his group, they go to leave, and they're stopped out on the road by the group of students, and the teacher, and they're all like, look, we want to help you. We're going to come with you to go and find this person that you're looking for.
These guys are a hindrance, right?
Massively
He
so.
succumbs. He's like, okay, fine. And he gets the motorbike out, and they're like, we can't all fit on this Tron bike. They don't say Tron bike, but it's a Tron bike.
It's a Tron bike.
This is not for you.
And he's like, okay. And then he pulls the Hummer out. And
That's what she said.
and then the episode ends with the episode ends with all them leaving to go and find the missing
Riding
noble.
his Hummer.
Riding his Hummer. Episode 9 opens with the group all in the Hummer, And there's another mention of the missing classmate. They're like, oh, but we're worried about... I can't remember his name. Broody Kid.
Yep.
And,
Broody Kid 1.
We don't know where he is, and then it's all sort of shrugged off and brushed off because there's a surprise later. Broody Kid's going to come back. Hajime, when they get to the spot where this group went missing, Hajime whips out his drones. He's created drones with magic crystals in them that relate to his crystal eye, so he can see what his drones see.
It's a
Actually,
VR drone.
pretty fucking cool.
It's a VR drone.
That's fucking cool. It's connected to his fucking eye.
Yeah. And he comes across these large monster tracks. We knew there was a dragon coming, right? We saw
Well,
the
when you
giant
saw-
fucking claw.
When you saw the giant claw print, I was like, dragon.
And then you see the waterfall and you're like,
Dragon.
there's a cave behind that waterfall, isn't there?
Yep.
There was a cave behind the waterfall. Although Hajime had to turn around and go, I sense a human presence behind the waterfall.
I can sense you.
They find the Duke's son hiding behind the waterfall. He's actually asleep.
They fucking
just chilling.
kick him.
Well, yeah, 'cause he informs them, him and his group, they were attacked by a black dragon. I get. Is it not a trope that in D&D certain coloured dragons are the worst?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like black and red dragons are evil.
Black
Vessel
dragon is the
Hydra's the
worst.
worst.
Yeah.
A Vessel Hydra's the worst one.
Yeah, but the best one, as in, like, good.
Good. Okay.
Our little Duke's son is called Will. Hajime has a go at Will because Will is like, I shouldn't have survived. All those men died to protect me, and I should have been me that died. And
I'm
like-
not sure
I
if
like
you're talking
this.
about this show or Stranger Things.
he gives him a little slap and tells him,
I like this from
yeah,
Hajime.
well, it pisses him off. He's like, you should be glad you survived.
I also like the fact that he does this, and you see the teacher has almost like twigged that this is
He's relating to it.
It's his mentality now.
Yeah.
That's his mentality now. His mentality used to be he was a happy-go-lucky person that believed everybody. Now it's like, no,
I'm important. He is. He's looking after
I
number
survived.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, look after yourself. Hey, it
To be
doesn't matter.
fair, if you were teleported to another world, that's what you're doing, right?
Number one, yeah.
Yeah.
Number one, you're
You've
making
got
sure.
no. Don't get me wrong. You got a sense of community.
No. I think you're the one that's the pink hair inside the shop.
You'd have a. I guess you'd align yourself with a. You'd align yourself with a small party.
Yeah, you'd have your team and everything, but at the end of the day, survival instinct's kicking in if you're in another world.
Sheenie's going missing.
No,
And then we'll get him in 3
There's no-
episodes later, turning
no
up in dark
camaraderie.
robes.
there's no camaraderie in a school classroom.
No,
None
well,
whatsoever.
no.
Nah.
I don't
There
care
isn't.
what fucking
There isn't.
planet that school classroom's on. So
We've all seen Battle Royale.
You
absolutely
look after number one.
Yeah, in his situation, in a classroom full of people, you don't give a fuck about any of them.
Fucking one of them tried to kill him anyway.
Yeah, fuck them.
So,
Fuck them.
although obviously he's only interested in Yui and his little team that he forms, he's got a special bond with all of them, but specifically Yui. So the group leave the waterfall cave, and they are met with a black dragon. The black dragon attacks. Hajime whips out a huge shield, which he blocks the attack with.
That is a fucking mega shield.
That's
as
a
well.
big shield.
It's got like fucking exhaust vents and everything.
A battle ensues where sort of the dragon's brought down by Yui, gets back up again.
I forgot
They
this
think
is
they
coming.
defeated it, it gets back up again. Eventually, they manage to pin the dragon down, and Hajime
It knocks it
shoves
out.
a gigantic.
He goes for the weak point
Yes.
for massive damage.
I forgot that this was coming.
Can we talk about the animation of the dragon?
Can we talk about the animation of the bottle?
Yeah,
It's-
it was there. There was definitely butthole animation.
Yeah.
Someone got assigned that job for that day. They looked at the whiteboard like, what am I doing today? Oh,
I'm doing ass.
butthole
I'm
dragon.
doing bottle.
Hajime shoves
Weak point.
a giant pipe inside the dragon's butthole.
Who kind of likes it?
The dragon speaks for the first time. It's female.
We knew that you would like this part of this show.
So the dragon is called Tio, voiced by Morgan Garrett. We know the voice because it was Ronco in My Girlfriend is a Gal.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. So we've heard her voice before. While questioning the dragon, Hajime continuously.
Dragon's mouth doesn't move during
It's-
the questioning.
No.
But later on,
It
the
does.
dragon's mouth moves. What happened?
They decided to animate it.
Yeah.
They decided that
Shit.
the butthole animation
Do we
was
go
worth
back?
more.
That's when they blew the budget that day.
The wrinkles.
The ring calls.
Hajime continually punches the pipe further and further into the dragon
Oh,
until
stop it.
it's
It hurts so much, but it feels so good.
I told you, don't knock it till you try it, Jim. All right?
Tio says that
I'm not taking the advice of a dragon.
Why not? There's nothing more manly than a dragon getting done in the bum.
That's what happens when you fuck a dragon. That's how you get dragon borns. That's how you get dragonborn.
Dragon Ball.
Grandpappy fucked the dragon.
I don't think that you can get pregnant that way, James. So,
I'd fuck a dragon.
It's got one hole, like a duck.
nice.
They're
What
asexual.
are they called?
Dragons are asexual.
Coacula?
Something like that.
Coaca.
A coaca.
Yeah, that's it.
The expert over it. I like ducks.
Dragons are asexual.
Dragons are not asexual.
They are asexual.
No, they're not.
Anything can fuck a dragon.
They're not. They're not Smurfs. They're dragons.
They can transform. I
It's a
suppose.
man dragon and a lady dragon.
So what you're saying is they're like a ditto.
Oh, there we
So,
go.
Tio
Full circle.
Tio tells him, like, my magic's running out. You need to take this pipe out of me before it kills me.
Before I transform back into a lovely lady with my buns good.
She also tells him that she attacked them because she was under mind control. She fell asleep and some evil person cast a spell on her.
That old chestnut.
We all know the cure for mind control
It's
is a
just-
spike in the bum.
The evil person, he cast his spell for 24 hours. She was asleep for a whole day, and this person was casting the spell for a whole day. That's why the spell was so strong.
I can relate.
He doesn't believe her, goes to kill her, and Yui's like, no, I believe her. You shouldn't kill her.
Because dragons don't lie.
That's how you train your dragon.
He eventually,
What?
with a pipe,
In the bum.
he eventually is like, okay, I'm going to remove the pipe.
Is that how you train a male dragon as well? Is that how you make
They're
a
asexual.
puff dragon?
Doesn't matter.
As he removes the pipe, the dragon enjoys it a little too much.
As you would.
Woo.
And
That reminds me of Is This a Zombie?
And then they're informed that an army of monsters are 2 days away from the little rice village, and they're going to destroy the rice village. And Hajime, he refuses to help, and it kind of just ends like that. He refuses to help, and everyone just heads off, and that's the end of episode 9. And we go into episode 10.
They peaked. They peaked early.
Episode 10 opens with us seeing the monster army, and its leader is at the front. Clearly,
It's the guy
the brooding student that left them.
with the purple eyes.
We cut to Hajime and the group, and the teacher starts begging Hajime to help. She's like, don't let this village of people, pay this price. You've got to save them. You're strong enough to save them. You're strong enough to defeat this army of monsters. Please help us.
I love the fact that he plays the Uno reverse card here on her.
Well, she turns around to him and goes, Hajime, your life will be empty if you don't care for other people. He doesn't really say anything to that, because it kind of I guess it hits home, but he doesn't want it to show that it hits home.
Have you not seen all these ladies I now have with me?
I care for my harem only.
I have a fucking dragon as well now.
He agrees to help.
He's like Rick. He's just fucking everything. Isn't
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Just without
He?
the
Just miss
gun.
the one with tits on its elbows, and the whole collection is complete.
And a bird person.
And a bird person.
Yet.
So the first thing Hajime does is he erects a huge wall.
Go on.
It's the correct term. He erects a huge wall to protect the town.
You could have said build a wall, but you went with erect.
He then sends all the women and children onto boats across the lake to save them, because obviously they're incapable of fighting.
Give the kids guns. They've been playing Call of Duty for the last 10 years.
Yeah,
Right.
They know a thing or two.
Yeah.
You'll see them fucking slide cancelling.
Nice.
Jump shotting.
You can't be shooting.
360, let's go.
Zigzag. They can't shoot you. You zigzag.
See one of them get cornered. No. 1v1, Nuketown, let's go. Let's go. To Chernobyl.
No. Chucks
I'm
down.
going to rage quit.
No. Chucks down guns. Chucks down blowing ammo.
No, if only.
As they're waiting for the horde to come, the red-headed student takes this moment to go and say thank you to Hajime about him saving her in the labyrinth. Tio is also there. She tries to speak to him. He ignores her, and she fucking loves it because she's a masochist. Eventually, she's
We all
like,
know one.
she asks to join him, and he doesn't really respond. He's like, you can help in this fight. And she's like, once you see how good I am in this fight, you'll realise that you want me in your party. And then he gives a rousing speech to the villagers.
About the goddess of plenty.
Yeah, so the teacher is the goddess of plenty. And he tells the villagers, I'm her bodyguard. I'm going to, I'm her sword.
And
as it were,
shield.
and shield. The battle ensues. The first thing he does is he fires a massive rifle and takes out a lot of the flying monsters.
Has a fucking minigun. This guy, here's the
Yep.
minigun. We were talking about this in part 1.
Tio also has a magic ring that she's been given by Hajime to sort of increase her mana. But by the way, they don't do much, do they? She runs out of mana very quickly. Yeah, there's a
Have you
minigun.
played D&D as a mage?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Especially level 1.
Yeah.
I've got 2 spells in me. That's it.
And one of them...
Do this once a day.
And then I need to nap for 4 hours.
Magic missile, magic missile, magic missile.
Grease the floor.
There's miniguns, there's rocket launchers. Tio runs out of mana, like we said, takes a quick nap.
That fucking massive fucking case he has for a minigun.
Yeah.
That thing is almost the size of
We're
him.
not talking about the fucking air-to-missile thing he uses.
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking cool.
Buddy Girl has a rocket launchers. Yui then nearly runs out of mana
to
herself.
I mean, ground to
Air
air
to missile. Yeah, I got you.
Just ground to air missile.
Eventually, Hajime's like, the only way we're going to win this is if we find the guy who's leading them all, because it seems like the bigger monsters have been mind controlled, and if we kill the boss, they'll break rank and they won't be as organized, and they'll
run
probably just
away.
run off. So him and Shea go into the fray looking for the boss. He finds him pretty quickly.
He could have just done that ages ago.
Takes him out, drags him, we go from night to day, and it's sunrise all of a sudden, and he drags his classmate, Shimizu, and he's like, this is the guy that's caused all the problems, it's Shimizu.
I found your student.
And it turns out that he met a demon, and
I think
was
he-
corrupted by one. He wasn't corrupted, he wanted to.
Yeah.
And he made a contract with the demon saying that he will kill the goddess of plenty, because he gets bullied and he hates his classmates, so he's going to kill them all. And the teacher tries to be really nice. She's like, this, you can turn your life around. I'm really sorry that you felt like you were being bullied. And
This is why I wouldn't be a teacher, because if I was a teacher, I'd be like, no, cap him. He was going to fucking kill me.
he was going to kill me. Fucking put that gun against his fucking temple now. Fucking give it to me. I'll do it. The teacher gets too close, and eventually he takes her hostage.
This is today's lesson, seeing things through to the end.
And then shoots him a second time. Second lesson, double tap. The teacher ends up getting taken hostage, and he's got this big needle with poison on the end that he's going to stab into her. Just as... What?
Comes from a monster, that needle.
He rubbed that on a monster.
He had to be so delicate with that needle. Imagine that kid.
Where did he pull it from?
He looks like he's fucking clumsy. He looks clumsy as shit. I wouldn't be surprised if he's accidentally pricked himself with it a couple of times already. Also, he's holding it from one end.
What?
There's nothing. I bet that's spike at the other end as
If he's
well.
pricked himself a couple of times with it, the only thing he's fucking passing on is AIDS.
Well, she'll die eventually.
Nice, it's a slow and painful death. Just as it all comes to
That's
a T,
pure evil.
Shimizu gets shot, but not by Hajime or anyone like that. He gets shot by a person on a flying monster out in the distance. They shoot Shimizu and fly off. Now we do find out later on that they weren't aiming at Shimizu. The teacher ends up getting scratched by the poison needle, but it's okay because
He's got holy water.
he's got holy water. But the only way he's going to get that holy water into his teacher is by putting it in his mouth first and transferring it over with a kiss.
This is the most Sheeny thing ever.
This man's a lifeguard for a living.
Yeah, exactly.
And
No, just to get my holy water.
it's the only way I can heal you. Only
No,
fell
keep rubbing. The holy water will come.
Hajime is then asked to heal Shimizu because he's got a massive fucking chunk blown out the side of him. And he's like, no. The teacher's begging him, and he's like, no. He tried to kill you twice. He is not going to learn his lesson.
And he's shit at it as well, so just have him done.
And she tries to beg him, and before she can say anything else, he shoots him and kills him.
He asks him, are you my enemy? And he's like, no, I'm not.
And he's like, I don't believe you. And he shoots him.
Yeah.
Kills him.
This is the most in-character thing he does.
And he leaves. And as he leaves, there's a small conversation in the car right at the end of the episode where Yui turns around and goes, that shot that hit Shimizu, that was meant for the teacher. That was meant for your teacher, wasn't it? And instead of her realising that and blaming herself for her student being shot, you protected her and killed him. And that's how it ends. And we go into episode 11. Episode 11 opens with an introduction to our newest character, Mew. Mew is a merfolk child.
Mew is fucking annoying.
Mew is the Yui.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought. I
Sword
literally
Art.
thought the same fucking thing. I was like, I don't want this.
Same traits, same voice.
I'm afraid with all animes like this, you will get this. Like, tell me one way you haven't got this.
You don't need a child in your harem.
They do, though. They always have one.
They do, though.
No. You don't understand.
I want to be called Daddy.
Why am I Michael
Jim.
Caine? Why am I Michael Caine?
My name is Daddy.
Papa Jim. So, Mew has clearly been captured by some sort of organisation, and that's what we see
Throw a
from
Pokeball,
Team
wiggle
Rocket.
3 times.
Team Rocket.
Team Magma.
Mistaken for a Pokemon. We jump to the group, and we see that Tio is now a member of the group. She's been given her own rank plate, joined the party as part of the Adventurers Guild. Then they go out for a little stroll through the town, and Hajime, that evening,
It's
out of the
date night,
window... Well, no, not yet. They're in the room that evening, and Hajime looks out the window, and he sees some sus people out of the window, and he's like, there's some bad goings on in this town. There's
Why
some
is there
sus
always
people
bad
everywhere."
going on?
Why
Wherever
does he
people
happen
go?
to be looking at the exact right alleyway that the deal is going down in?
Maybe he just goes to seedy places.
We get then a flashback from Tio about her whole village and family was slaughtered. We don't really know why. Because they sided with the Liberators. The dragon people sided with the Liberators and tried to kill the gods and paid the price.
How did they not win? They had fucking dragons on their side.
Because you're
Dragons
fighting
aren't gods.
a god.
Nah.
And if you think the Liberators, they each had unique abilities, but now the person who defeats these dungeons is going to be a person who contains all of the abilities in one person. So
And become a god.
essentially,
That
yeah.
was Morgoth, then.
Well, Goth.
Morgoth. It's Lord of the Rings.
Well, a reference I'm not familiar with.
Sure.
All the gods have different things, like wind, fire, earth, stuff like that. But this guy
The
basically...
god of wind.
Feel my power.
Fucking goes Morgoth again.
the god of wind is definitely Lee.
It's very true.
The god of earth is definitely Sheeny.
Earth.
That man can make a mountain out of a molehill anytime.
We also see Mio's father, just before he dies, he tells her that she is to live on because one day a person shall rise up and fight the gods and she will stand at their side. And then we see that Tio is grown up and she says well, I thought the dragon folk were wiped out, but then who does she say goodbye to? Because they look like more dragon folk.
That's like they are more dragon folk.
Yeah,
They're
so-
like the last dragon folk. Also, they felt it in their jellies that something had happened. How did they know
that
what
she
was
should
going
venture
on?
forward because somebody is about?
No, feel it in their jellies.
This is
Right.
literally the moment just before she then flies out and then gets mind controlled. So it's a very small time window. Cut to Hajime the next day. He's on a date with Shia. They go around, they have a good time, and then they go to the aquarium. And we see the fish face dude again in the aquarium.
Rocky fish face is back.
We also find out that they were the reason that he was caught as well.
And
because,
it talks.
Yeah, he chats away to him.
I liked this bit where he's like, I'm a demon fish, but oh my god, your story is so sad.
And he also tells them that there's a mer girl down in the sewers that needs help because she's been captured.
Nah.
Nah.
Does that not pique your interest? A mer girl?
Nah.
No.
Why?
Why?
She'll need a tank wherever I take her.
Nice. Inconvenience is the first thing that crosses my mind. If I save her, I've got to keep her wet.
Go on.
What?
You knew what you were doing
I knew
there.
what I was doing. Let the fish with face look after her.
Yeah, just
Drop him in the
into
same tank.
Well, no, he says to the guy in the fish tank, he's like, hey, do you want me to get you out of
Yes,
there?
because they're the reason he got in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, please, dude.
And then he drops him in a moat.
In a moat.
Fuck you. Hey, you're free to swim around in the same fucking place.
In a fucking circle.
Enjoy your suckle, bye.
Freedom! Ish.
This is my life now.
I swim round and round and talk to people as they come into the
It's
sea.
the NASCAR of fish.
And what's going to stop the person who owns the aquarium going,
Fishing it out.
fishing him out again?
This was the biggest fuck you
Like
to that
10 years
fish.
later, he goes back to the aquarium, he's back in there again. What the fuck? You put me in a fucking moat, you dick.
The name's been crossed out and it's just got Rocky 2 in it now.
So, Hajime goes, I guess, looking for this mer girl because he walks around and then he stops in one spot and he's like, I sense a person below me
When did he get
who
spotted?
is in trouble.
When did he get the ability to sense people?
I guess it's part of his magic
Plot.
eye.
I think
don't
it's
know.
the beast sense.
Plot.
Is it beast
I
sense?
don't know.
Plot.
I think this had beast sense.
It's plot sense.
We cut to Mio and Yui, who were out on their own little day out. Mio says to Yui, aren't you worried about Shea going out with Hajime? And Yui's like, no, and I like Shea, and she gives a little bit of a speech of why Shea is so inspirational, but then she turns around and she goes, but I'll always be his number one. I'll always be special to him in a way that nobody else will, so I'm not threatened by any other female. Very easily, Hajime finds Mew. Literally, it like cuts scene, and he's already like saved her. He's already got her in his arms, and we see the slavers who find out that Mew's missing. They're really pissed off. They take Mew to a little watermill building where they look after her. She gets bathed and fed and clothed, and then they're like, "What should we do with Mew?" Hajime comes up with the idea. He's like, "I can't have a child travel with me. We'll give her to the town guard. They'll look after her."
Sensible. That is the most sensible thing he does. He's
And
like,
that's what
no,
he does. I mean, Mew has the habit of calling him Big Brother. That transforms him into worse later on. So he takes her to the town guard, hands her over. She's upset about it, but he's like, "This is the right thing to do. I can't have a child travel around. Where we go, what we do is dangerous." He gets down the road, and then there's a massive explosion, and he's like, "That's come from where I dropped Mew off." He gets there, and there's a note that survived the explosion, and the note says, "We've taken the mer girl. Give us the bunny girl, or we'll kill the mer girl."
No. Let me think about it for a hot sec. No. No.
Keep the mer child.
Keep the mer child. I'll keep the one that wants to hop on.
So he goes on a rampage. He goes around looking for the guys that have kidnapped Mew. He bumps into Yui and Mio on the way, and they get pulled into the search.
Well, I like this because they smash a guy through the wall and they're like, oh, hi.
How's it
but
going?
We've decided that we're going to just take down every bad guy in the city.
Yeah, they take down every gang in the city. There's a montage of them just beating gang members up. It cuts to a auction room, and we see Mew is in a giant glass fish tank, and she's being presented for sale on stage. It's not long before Hajime, he turns up. It's very easy for him. Takes out all the bad guys, saves Mew again, flies off into the air.
I thought he teleported, but I'm not sure.
No, he just leaps really fucking high, doesn't he?
What, through the fucking floor?
Through the ceiling, I'm pretty sure. Leaps really high through the floor.
Depends
Well, it's
on your
underground.
perspective.
It's underground, isn't it?
I mean, it's still a ceiling.
No, I thought he was underground.
That's still a ceiling.
Yeah, true, but
Yeah.
like...
Depends on your perspective.
Yeah, I
if
suppose
you're
so.
above him, then he's leaping through the floor.
And then she takes to calling him Dad.
Big brother, Papa, Daddy.
And he's like, no, you can go back to Big Brother. And she's like, no, Daddy. It gets the best reaction. Are we going to episode 12?
You could imagine my reaction if I'd been called that.
Get in the moat with the fish.
It's your responsibility.
Episode 12 opens with the Hummer and the bike. They're out on the road. Shaya's on the bike, flashing everyone in front of behind her,
Go on.
which pisses Hajime off, by the way. Why does he get pissed off at this?
I don't know.
Because she sticks her ass in the air,
I don't know.
and he likes it. He gets pissed off about it.
God damn it, woman, I cannot drive with this big of an erection.
It's touching the wheel.
It's like a wheel lock.
Nice.
That's cruise control right there.
They end up going to this like outpost town. It happens to be the town that has the entrance to the dungeon that he originally was in. It's been 4 months since he fell. That's it.
As soon as I heard it had only been 4 months, I was like, really?
Yeah. Now
Fucking 4 months?
that surprised me that it had only been 4 months, considering he spent, what was it, over a month
2 months.
in the bottom. 2 months in the bottom.
2 months.
Yeah, they should have extended that a bit longer. Like, 4 months
year.
is ridiculous.
A year.
Yeah, it should have been like a year. He goes to the guild in this town because he's taken on a quest to deliver a letter. He didn't know that it was a letter of introduction to the guy because this guy's got a problem that he needs somebody to deal with. They're sitting there talking to the guild guy, and then in walks one of his classmates, Endo. He's like the ninja guy. And he runs in, falls to the floor, and he's like, there's a demon in the labyrinth. Everyone's in danger. You've got to do something.
There's a troll in the dungeon.
I love the fact that you went with Ninja Guy when we're all D&D players. He's a rogue.
He's a rogue.
You went with Ninja Guy.
He's a ninja.
Also, how did they not see him, like, fucking get in there?
What?
Into the actual
Big
building?
rainbow shimmery fucking thing.
Yeah.
Turns out, classmates down in the dungeon have been ambushed by a demon. A pirate demon. She's got a parrot on her shoulder. And assets.
I
Zombie
like
pirates
this
are
demon.
Cool right now.
I liked this demon. It was
Scott
cool.
Pilgrim joke. You're welcome.
Why did you like this demon? Because she's hot.
No, actually, I just like the fact that...
What, she had a parrot?
Yeah, kind of.
A
An
healing,
unnecessary parrot that could summon cats and
No,
stab
it was
people?
a healing
healer
parrot.
parrot.
Yeah.
It
Like,
summoned the
it's
cats.
literally the same as the fucking Hydra. It's the same concept.
I kind of liked this demon, though, because it had
Tits.
more to it than a normal demon.
A skimpy
What?
outfit.
Bigger tits.
Yeah.
No, it had more to it than a normal demon, because it was like,
Really big
you guys are...
tits.
Oh, you guys are the heroes that we've heard so much about.
Well, she offers them to join her.
Exactly.
She's literally like, don't fight me. It's not worth it. Just come and join me. Fun over this
She's not a
side.
demon, she's a Sith Lord.
And then you got old fucking Paladin over here. No, I'm too holy to join
Paladins,
you.
am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking
well,
paladins.
he basically speaks for the rest of the group and says
Fuck
no
off.
and tries to attack her.
In the most paladin-y way ever.
But
I want the guy up back that's just like, that guy doesn't speak for me.
what is it with magic turtles?
Yeah. This one's
Yeah.
got a fucking hat.
It's got a pope hat.
It's got a
got a
pope hat.
pope hat.
It's got a pope hat.
It's a religious turtle. There's our Lord and Saviour shell. Yeah, so there's a magic pope
When you
turtle.
kill it, you get its bag of gold.
There's a magic pope turtle. I just want the hat. Turns out, like, every time they strike down one of her monsters that she can summon, like, the parrot that on her shoulder heals him. So they're struggling. We cut back to Endo again. He's trying to convince Hajime to go and help the rest of his classmates.
She's playing with them down in the dungeon.
She is,
isn't
yeah. She does have the advantage up until the point that we cut back and we see that hero guy, paladin guy, goes into overdrive. It's called overdrive. Which you
The
can
most paladin move.
overdrive.
Not righteous overdrive.
He gets the better of her, gets the blade to her throat, but because he's a paladin and he's a good guy, he can't kill her.
That necklace bit where it falls off as he beats her.
Yeah.
He's about to kill her, and then her necklace falls off, and it shows a photo of her with her boyfriend. Or
With her
whatever,
boyfriend.
With, like...
She's got a
her
family.
husband. She has her own family, and then all of a sudden the guy's like, oh, shit.
La Familia.
La Familia.
Fucking Dom comes in, takes the paladin out
Devil Dom.
You don't turn your
in a
back.
hot rod.
You don't turn your back on
Riding
family.
on the back of a Pope turtle. Dom comes in.
You don't turn your back on family. Do you know how many times we've brought up La Familia?
But it's enough to save her life because he won't strike her down. Enter the cat demons that appear out of nowhere with that weird fucking meow sound. Meow. Could you imagine if that was it? They actually stab poor old Suzu.
Don't they kill her?
Well, I thought they did, but they don't. But they stab her, and you think she's dead because she
petrified.
starts the petrifying process takes over.
I guess she was
That's done, yeah.
afraid.
They're Medusa cats.
Who's the cat?
We see them send Endo off. Endo first reaches the captain and asks the captain for help. They're then ambushed, so he... Basically, Endo makes his way all the way up to the top again to find the guy who runs the guild. Because the captain gets ambushed as well. And the demons have been following Endo the whole way through the dungeon.
Was it a griffin?
No, it's... Oh, fuck. What's the name? It's called a manticore.
That's the one.
Yeah, so there is a manticore there as well. If you don't know what that is, Google it. It's got like snake tail and claws of.
It's a lion crossed with a bird.
It's got about
bird.
4 or 5 different animals.
Yeah.
It's got
Fucks them up massively, doesn't
yes. So eventually we see that Endo makes it to the surface, and that's where the episode sort of opened with. They get a second offer to join the demons. She's like, "You clearly see that you can't beat me. I've proven that now. I've even stabbed and killed and basically killed one of your classmates. Just come and join me. Enough's enough."
it? Doesn't Captain Mel turn up and he's killed as well?
He does. He turns up and then gets fucking skewered.
Yep.
Um,
Again.
2 of the members of the class, the guy who tried to kill Hajime originally,
Makes
and
sense.
the geek girl with the glasses who's just terrified, they both turn around and go, "Doesn't it just make sense if we just join them?" And the paladin's like, "No."
Self-righteousness intensifies.
Overdrive, and they're like, "You can't go into overdrive again. It'll kill you. Your body can't take it."
Me, 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 me.
That's the most paladin thing ever. Me, 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 me.
Don't tell me what I can't do.
We cut back up and we see that Hajime has agreed to help. It jumps back to the dungeon again. Everyone's been taken out apart from Shizuku, the
Samurai girl.
samurai. Yeah, so she's the last one left, but eventually she gets beaten as well.
Her sword breaks, doesn't it?
Then enters a classmate carrying the body of Suzu, and Suzu's like, "I'm okay." Literally, she was half petrified, stabbed through the fucking heart, and now she's okay.
She's fine.
Okay enough to form a
Tis
shield
but
around
a flesh
everything.
wound.
It is.
How did those cats get in there?
Under the floor.
That was
They
Holy
come
Land.
under the ground.
Don't know.
It's on the floor though. The bubble.
No, I thought it went round the floor.
They just.
It makes a pattern on the floor. The floor lights up as well.
Oh yeah, it does.
She literally says when she's casting it, "Make this ground holy."
Yeah, but the cats get in.
But the cats get in.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Fucking cats.
Just as
Yeah.
they're about
That's
to.
what they're holy. Cats are holy. There you
Just
go.
as they're about to die, Hajime arrives just in time, and the episode ends with Kaori recognizing him. And we go into episode 13, the last one. Episode 13 opens with Hajime. He's running through the dungeon. He's like, it's going to take me too long to just go floor by floor. And then he uses his spidey sense and goes, no,
Right
he
here.
doesn't. Mew sniffs it out.
Ask Mew.
Mew, she sniffs, and she's like, "Here'll do," and he's like, "Good, I'll drill straight through the floor." So he uses his special drill machine and drills through the floor,
How is this?
and the rest of
drilled?
the group all jump down the hole as well.
This was fucking perfect timing because he
Yes.
fucking skewers the 2 monsters that are remaining as well with
Yes.
this fucking drill bit.
And then he stands there and he says to the demon, "This is your only chance I'm giving you. Leave now." Demon doesn't listen. She thinks that he's nobody, and she summons all her monsters to attack him, and he literally can take them out before they appear because his magic eye senses when the portals are opening.
Well, she tries to sneak attack him from the side, and all he does is just stretch out his hand and fucking crush one
Yeah.
through the fucking portal.
Because he can sense where they're going to appear.
And he was like, "What's this fucking shitty magic that you've got here?" That's what he says. He's like,
And
"What is this shit?"
During the battle that he has with her, without her knowing, he kills her parrot.
Oh no, it's an ex-parrot.
We're all gonna miss it.
Hello, Polly.
This is deceased.
It's no more.
It's just sleeping.
He's got to go to Bolton to get a new one.
Upon seeing Hajime, we see the red-headed guy that tried to kill him right at the start. He shits himself because he doesn't believe it. He's like, that can't be Hajime. He's dead. This is some other guy. This can't be him.
It can't be him. I made sure. I fucking killed him earlier.
The demon, seeing that
tap,
she's
bitch.
the demon, seeing that she's been defeated, tries to run away, and Hajime's like, no, you've had your chance, and he shoots her leg out.
Well, he's like, first of all, before I kill you, because I'm going to kill you. That's basically what he says. I'm going to kill you, but before we get to that point,
she won't talk, so he shoots her legs out. he caps her. He kneecaps her in both knees, and he says, "You've got an ability to summon monsters. The only way you would have got that ability is if you cleared a labyrinth yourself. So the demons have cleared a labyrinth." That's what he works out, and he says, like, and whoever cleared that labyrinth has given you the ability to summon monsters because you wouldn't have cleared it yourself. So he puts two and two together, and he asks her, he's like, "Who's pulling the strings? Who do you work for?" And she doesn't answer. She just goes, "My lover will find you and kill you."
I love how fucking sassy he is with this bit where he's like, "Well, if he's as fucking weak as you are, you're fucked."
And the paladin is like, "Hajime, you don't have to kill her. Don't do it. Don't do it." And he just shoots her straight in the head.
As you should.
And the paladin gets pissed off.
Me. Fucking self-righteousness intensifies again.
Turns out Captain Meld's okay.
Holy water, bitch.
Yeah, the
So
holy
does
water
it-
and the healing power of Kaori and the rest of the group, Yui and all that, they've all used it. And I like Captain Meld.
I like Captain Meld.
He's
I'm
your
glad.
standard, like, captain guy, you know.
Holier than thou. I love him. He's great.
He survives, so he's okay. Cut to Kaori. She runs over to Hajime. We get the first interaction between them, the one that I guess it kind of wanted to build to. She cries. She says sorry that she couldn't save him, even though she promised she could. We see the other girls. They get a bit jealous about this interaction between Kaori and Hajime.
While the samurai girl's like, fucking hug her. Fucking actually comfort her.
And she says that she missed him. And he doesn't really know how to react at this
Because
point.
he actually didn't miss her either. He didn't really go to find her.
I don't really know. It's very hard to say what their relationship is and what it's going to form to be. 'Cause
Well, it does later.
Even watching the second season, because their relationship specifically grows in season 2, Kaori and Hajime, but it doesn't amount to anything yet.
Well, at the
That's
end of this
already 2
episode,
seasons in.
At the end of this episode, we get a conversation where
We do.
she blooming does what? Well, she pronounces, doesn't she?
Yeah. So, yeah. On their way out of the dungeon, the paladin tries to have a go at Hajime for killing the demon, and he just puts him in his place and says that the only reason you didn't do it is because you're too weak.
Well, he says to him, he's like, "Look, don't put the anger of you not being able to kill her onto me just because I could fucking
I could do
kill
it."
her."
They exit the dungeon, and as they exit the dungeon, there's a massive force gathered outside. The guild leader had gathered an army because he didn't know if they were going to win or not. So he was like, just as a precaution, I sort of got this together. But
didn't
you
believe
won,
the
so
letter.
yay! And as Hajime goes to walk off, Kaori turns to Shizuku and goes, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it."
Oh no!
Oh no, she's going to sacrifice herself. Oh no, don't do it. For fuck's sake.
You set it up. I'm gonna knock him down.
She goes to Hajime and she says, "I'm coming with you. I'm joining your party." And she says, like, that she's in love with him. And Yui confronts her, steps in front of her and goes, "I don't think you are." And Kaori goes, "I have been in love with him before you were even in love with him." And I guarantee that I love him more than you do. And Yui goes, okay, I accept your challenge.
Yeah, but we also get from him, he says, I'm sorry, but I can't reciprocate your feelings.
He does. He does speak up and say that he doesn't share her feelings and that he only loves Yui.
Fair.
And she goes, that's fine. One day you'll love me too. I will worm my way in there.
That's how that works.
Do you know what? I actually like this, though. Because do you know how many times we get it from a harem? Where it's like, they leave it up in the air all the time.
You requested the voice actor for Kaori. I did write it down in the end. It was Skylar McIntosh. Skylar McIntosh was the magician girl in Keijo, the one with the greased up boobies that blinded people.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say the one with the sword in the bum.
there wasn't
We've already seen a spear today.
there can't be a voice actor for that because the season 2 wasn't done. Did we get a voice actor for the sword in the bum?
Just the sword.
It's got his own voice.
So it's a sword from Roger Rabbit. Just pull it out and start singing. Sing only you.
It's a shit job, but it pays the bills.
No, don't put me back in the sheath.
I've been living in a hole.
Where am I?
Where am I? What fucking year?
What year is it?
What year is it? Right. Hajime ends up accepting Kaori into the party. Shizuku, she says her goodbyes to Kaori. And then there's a moment right at the end of the episode where Shizuku has a one-on-one with Hajime. And she tries to return the sword that he gave her. And he's like, no, I made this for you. You use it. You protect yourself with it. And everyone's watching in the background. They're like, she's the one that we've all got to watch out for, really. That's as a hint to perhaps Shizuku wants to be part of this harem as well. And Hajime leaves, and Paladin guy runs over to Shizuku, and he's like, don't tell me you're leaving as well. And she literally just goes, I might do one day. And the episode ends with them all setting off. So we've come to the end of Arifureta.
World's
Strongest. How did we feel?
It dropped off after 6. Dungeon part, fucking cool. Everything after the dungeon part, not bad.
The quest of beating dungeons is good. It's a good concept. I think it loses itself with him for some reason starting picking up guild jobs and shit.
Yeah.
Goes to harem.
Yeah, I wanted him to find another dungeon and redo
it goes to Isekai.
Yeah.
To where he's joining a guild and he's taking on quests, and I thought, no, you're going down that trope of Isekai.
After episode 6, it's side quest heaven.
Yeah, there's a lot of side quests.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't want it.
I don't mind him picking up the dragon.
I found that lab weird with the traps in it.
Yeah.
And the cube room and everything. I thought that was a bit odd.
And it was a non-episode.
Yeah,
really,
he just beats a dungeon in one go.
You walk away with nothing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the dragon. I like Tio. That was a funny episode.
That's an episode that we like.
Tio is a good character.
Good. Yeah.
Her being a masochist is funny, and she holds that well throughout. But Mew just...
I hate whenever they bring a young character like that in.
But they just did the same thing they did with fucking Sword Art. Mm-hmm. Why did they need to bring this character in?
Why do they need this kind of family element? Why do they need it?
Don't know. To make him more appealing to the rest of his fucking harem that already are in love with him. Oh, but he's got father instincts.
Because all of them are like, I want a baby. I want a baby. I want a baby. No, fuck off.
That's what Yui says, doesn't he? Yeah.
You need to be careful. Dom Toretto is at the window. You don't turn your back on family.
they didn't need Mew. And it only gets more... I've seen season 2. Mew gets only more frustrating.
That's disappointing. Because I can tell you what I like about this series, right? My favourite parts are the parts where he is the anti-hero and he's dark.
Yeah.
My favourite bits about this is the bits where... You know, the teacher's like,
season 2 will
spare
frustrate
the guy
you further because it's more guild quests and also there's fucking submarines
I
and
agree.
shit.
I like the fact that he's a fucking laser-pointed missile.
Yeah, where
basically
this guy
should have stuck to him saying, I don't want to do any of this shit. I want to go and tackle these dungeons because I want to go home.
Yeah.
That's it.
Have him bump into the fucking guy that did it, but don't make it this fucking big story arc fucking piece that It's
don't mind
3
him-
episodes long.
I don't mind
Make
him-
it an episode.
I want him to cap
on the
him.
way to another dungeon just because he bumped into him.
I want him. Honestly, the way I want that to finish, I know it probably won't finish like this, is that he bumps into him and he goes, "I know what you did, but you failed to kill me, but I won't fail to kill you," and then just finishes him.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Right, there we go.
Yeah,
I
Right,
just,
that's dealt with that
on
side."
the
of
way
it.
to another dungeon.
They
Yeah.
could have been more creative with how he was reunited with the class.
Yes, they should have
Yeah.
been.
There
and
should
I
have been
feel-
something really clever done.
I feel like there
for
should have
that.
been a lot of tension there, more tension than what there was, because I feel like he should have just killed that guy, and then the rest of the class are like, "Fuck, we got to stop this guy." And all of a
Or them
sudden,
not know who he was. They don't recognise him.
no, I want them to recognize him and be like, "Fuck, this guy's evil." And he's like, "No, I'm not evil. I just don't want to fucking be here anymore."
Yeah, and his class then have a problem. Do we want to go home or do we want to be good people?
I feel like,
And he tells them about the gods, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Fuck,
No,
you're
no.
telling us we've got to fight gods now?"
oh no, I don't want him to tell him. I want them to get on the wrong side of it.
Right.
I
okay.
want
Well,
them
become
to
his
be fighting
enemies.
fighting for the gods.
Okay.
And like he's like, no, I'm with these guys. These guys are the good guys.
Yeah. The Mavericks. Yeah.
So I always wanted the class to fall on the wrong side of it. And then right at the end they realise, oh fuck, we're on the wrong side of it, and then they do that flip and change.
You knew Kaori was going to join the harem. That was, but it's a
That's
good,
disappointing.
Yeah, but it's good that they left it right till the end, and they didn't he didn't amass his harem super fast. That's fine.
Do you know what this reminds me of? You'll get this one, Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yes.
Because the fact that he's an anti-hero in that, and he is basically like, nah, fuck the rest of you.
Because he's screwed over, like this guy. It's the same concept.
I'm more frustrated with Rising of the Shield Hero than I am with that because of the fact that
How it's done.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it just frustrates me.
Yeah.
You understand the fact that I have so much pent up anger for that guy
Yeah.
because of what happens to him. But in this, it gets released every so often, and I'm like, yeah, good. You get what I mean? You get that payoff.
Well,
I like the
he has that
payoff.
brutalness. He
Yeah.
he shot his classmate dead. You know, he shot that demon woman dead.
Yeah.
You know, he's
'Cause
capable
he
of
just
doing
doesn't
it.
take shit.
Yeah.
And I like
absolutely.
that about the character.
Yeah.
It's what they force the character to do that is, in my eyes, not the character we had at the end of episode 6.
It is just a side quest.
When he gets out of the dungeon, what he became is not what he is
In the
for
dungeon,
the
yeah.
next
I,
7
I-
episodes.
I guess that's because he's then reintroduced to the
world.
teacher and
But
the
it-
classmates, and that's going to arise
I get
the
that,
old him
but
again.
none of it is natural. Like him the writing in the first 6 episodes of him going from this, oh, I'll save you, to, oh, fuck everything.
Yeah.
All I've got to do is fucking
And now
live
we'll revert
and go
back.
home.
You know what they tried to do? They tried to have it so no matter how much he tried to be an asshole, he had to cooperate and help. To go home, he has to still cooperate.
That's what
and
they're
help.
trying to do.
That's what they've tried, but they've
to
done it
meld
quite
the two
poorly.
paths together, saying,
But I don't want to do that.
But they've done it poorly, and that's
I
what
want
I'm on
him
about.
to go to each dungeon and have a new challenge.
yeah,
And, a dungeon can be a season.
half
Half a season, and then...
Well, it was.
Yeah.
It was half a season near enough, that dungeon.
and then...
And then all of
go
a sudden
home.
we've done one dungeon in one episode, and
Yeah.
then we're going back to the original dungeon to save our classmates for 2 episodes.
Just the character is unbalanced. That it's like 2 writers are writing him and they can't agree, so they get episodes each.
Yeah, it seems like that. It seems like you've got 2 writers for every episode, and one of them's trying to tell one story, and one of them's
Yeah.
trying to tell the other. Like you
Flip the
get,
personality.
yeah, you get the sometimes that he's the same guy that we knew from the dungeon where he's like, no, I am brutal, and then you get the other part where he's like,
Oh no, I'll save you time.
I'll help you. I would have
I'll
preferred.
adopt this fucking Murgal. That's out of character.
It would have been different if it was like, I have to get through the horde that's attacking the town to get to the dungeon that I need
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
to.
Oh,
'Cause
this
then
dungeon's
he's like,
underneath this town.
I've got no choice but to deal with this
Yeah.
horde.
Yeah,
Whereas
put the dungeon under
that
the
would have
town.
made more sense to the character trait, where it's like, I've got no choice, I've got to, and then they all go, well, you've saved us, and he's like, I didn't do it for you.
Yeah.
Like, you would literally, it was just a happy coincidence that you're where I need to be. That's it.
Yeah, that would have been much
That's
better.
that's the character that came out of the dungeon right there.
That's what we need. We needed more of. I don't give a shit about this world. I don't give a shit about what happens to
Yeah,
the
I'm
people
helping
in it.
you because our fucking goals line up right now.
Yep.
Even killing his
That's
classmate, it should have been him dragging the classmate over, putting him in front of the teacher, gun against his head, and then gone, are you going to change?
Yeah, of course I will.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah. Straight, done. and then just walk off.
Yeah.
Well, more of the teacher going, "What? Why did you do
yeah.
that?" And he goes, "He was
He
lying."
lied.
And that's it.
And then he just fucks off to the dungeon that he was looking for. That's it. That's what
That's
he
the
needed to
character
be.
I want.
Yeah, that's what
the
he
character I
needed to be.
want.
And that's the
They
character
tried to
from the
cross the
first.
paths. They tried to make it
Yeah.
like he had to save this person to get to where
It
he
never
needed to
felt
go.
natural though. They
No, it
always
didn't.
forced it as some sort of side quest.
When he went to go and save, when he goes to go and save his classmates, he ends up at this fucking town again because he's got a letter of introduction that he was asked to deliver to the fucking guild leader. Why?
The character that came
What's
out of that
that all
dungeon
about?
is not delivering a letter for fucking anyone.
It's
Yeah.
literally a
That's
letter
not
of introduction.
happening.
What for? What for? What's he want a letter of introduction for?
Yeah.
In the town that he's already defeated the dungeon in anyway.
In a
What
town he
difference
could
does that
fucking
make?
take over in a day.
The only
pointless.
thing that works for the fact that he finds a dragon, that works because he gets that request from the guild leader and he's like, "No, I want all this shit from you."
Yes, yeah, that's fine. That
That
works.
worked.
I have to go and
Yeah.
find this noble kid that I have no cares about whatsoever because, I'm going to get better
Yeah,
out of
the
it.
dragon
want this
episode I
stuff.
liked. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
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 It was a good episode.
It is,
You know,
yeah.
it was true to the character that I got to know in the dungeon.
Yeah.
That evolution from good kid to
When
survival
he's,
instincts.
and when he slaps around the noble guy
Yeah.
because he cries about being
that's
alive.
the same character.
And
That's
even the
fine.
fact that he's going to kill the dragon.
Yeah, he's doing it because he needs to. It's not because he's doing good.
Yeah.
He has to do it because he's getting something from it.
Yep.
And the whole Mew thing could have been skipped
Get rid-
completely.
Get rid of it.
That was
Get rid
just
of it.
introducing another character to his harem.
Didn't need it.
Do you know what would have been good? Rising of the Shield hero style. The fact that he has a slave girl. Doesn't he
I
in
mean,
Rising?
they could have done it again, though, but you just introduced
No,
that child
get rid of
character.
Mew and
Yeah.
that. I'm just on about the fact that they're in this place and they tried to take the
I
bunny
don't
girl.
think it needs another girl. I really don't.
No, it doesn't.
You've got the adult one, you've got the busty one, and you've got the one that's
Yeah.
supposed to be the small looking
No,
one,
but if they're
fucking
going to have
12-year-old
that
one.
episode, have
As-
them
if
go
you're
into
thinking of
do-
putting
another one,
Cowrie in there as well, dragon, bunny, Cowrie, vampire, done.
Yeah,
Yep.
you don't need another one.
No.
But I'm on about, like, if they're going to go with that episode, the way I would do it is they've gone out and he's out on that date with the bunny girl, and then he turns around and she's gone. And she's been taken by these slavers, and then he bursts in.
It's just what a happy coincidence that he saves Mew at the same time.
No,
You can have
no,
Mew,
fu-
but just have
no.
him leave her behind at the
Get
end.
rid
Yeah.
of
He
Mew.
saves her and then goes, I'm still not taking a child with me.
Get rid of
See you
Mew.
later.
You don't need Mew. All you need is him saving the bunny girl and going, right, well, I'm going to fuck all of you then.
Yeah, and destroying
You
the
took
town.
one of my party members, you're fucked.
So we just needed him darker and more goal focused
Yeah.
on what he was
The
originally.
goal focusing is what needed to happen.
Yeah.
It's just he
Everything
goes
that he
off
does
target.
should have led to his end goal,
It's
but
like
it
the
doesn't.
fucking writer wanted him to be a magpie. It's like, ooh, shiny. Ooh, a shiny. Ooh, a shiny. No, pack it in.
It's more like, hey, he's still a good guy, guys.
Yeah.
He's still a good
I don't want him
guy.
to be a good
I don't
guy.
want him to be a
It's
good
like,
guy.
I don't care.
He's
if
an
he's a good
anti-hero.
guy. Yeah, I just don't care. I'm
I
happy
wanted
with
the
him.
Wolverine type.
I want Overlord.
I'm happy with him saving people on the side if it happens to cross his path.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, if it's a quick job, one shot, done, out.
I want the Overlord that we had.
Yeah.
You've seen Overlord with the fact that literally he'll save people if it suits his goals. But if it don't suit his goals, he'll kill a town. Fuck it.
It's just
Like,
yeah, they should have stuck to that. 100%. The first 6 episodes were phenomenal.
Great, fantastic,
And even episode with the dragon is good.
brilliant.
Then you ruined it with Mew, and then him going back to save his classmates for no reason whatsoever. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, you were going to always get the Cowrie introduction again. They had to fuse that in somewhere, but they could have done it so much
Better.
better when he
But
crossed
even if he
paths
saves
with them.
his classmates, I kind of get it. There's that kind of, you know.
I don't mind him saving his classmates. That's
because
fine, but do it in a
if he
better way.
if he wants to get them out, and it's like, well, I suppose, you know, when I leave, I'll fucking just take you with me if you survive that long. But I'm not fucking helping
They
you
should have been
anymore.
in a new dungeon then.
Yeah.
That he was already like fighting himself, and they just happened to be trapped on one of the
Yeah.
floors that he comes across.
do you know what I would
That's fine.
find? Do you know what I would find even better if they're going to go with the demon style and he, the only reason he goes down is to save Cowrie. Take her
Yeah,
and
potentially.
literally kills the demon, and he's like, cool.
She promised to always look after me, and I promised to always look after her before I
Yep.
fell. And, you know, it's not her fault that I fell, so I'm still obligated to help her. That's it.
Yep.
Saves her and her alone, and fuck everybody else.
Maybe Captain Meld
Even
as
the
well.
paladin, I'd love to have seen like the paladin try and speak up, and he just shoots him in the leg,
Oh yeah.
and just puts the fucking paladin down and goes, "Don't talk to me. I don't need your righteous fucking attitude.
We're not friends. We're not even
we're not friends,
We're not people
you know.
that I even want to talk to. The whole speech that he does where he's like, I'm not going to come back and be happy and play all nice with you guys. No,
He
actually...
can still do that. He can still show that kind of, I'm good, I'm just goal-orientated. Just say, no, you came back for me once, so I'm coming back for you once.
We promised each
Now
other.
fuck off.
Yeah, we promised each other we'd save each other. That's all he's got to say to
Yeah.
Cowrie. These lot just happen to be with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
and
it.
also,
That's
just
it.
so you know, bang, that's the one that tried to kill me.
Yeah. Just done.
Call him out.
Just kill him.
Or
Or
even
just
just
deal
don't
with
have him explain it at all. Just kills the guy and fucking leaves.
Yeah.
And they're all like, he's just
Cool
shot.
guys don't look at explosions. Style.
Literally.
Fucking leave him on the floor in a heap and you walking off. Fucking done.
No, just have it explained of, that's the guy that just tried to kill me.
Yeah.
And I've
Wondering
dealt with
why
him.
I fell? Just pulls him over. This is
Yeah.
why I fell.
Yeah.
Done.
Just
Deal
throw
with it.
him over.
Oh, yeah. Your turn.
Yeah. Or just to have the portals that he just stole off that fucking demon.
No, throwing him
No,
off. the
throwing
bridge
him off is
brilliant.
better.
You do what I did.
Yeah. Go survive.
Let's see if you can do what I did.
That's even better.
And
Like,
then
they're
there's the
walking...
nemesis.
Which
Yeah,
you can't,
you
because he
just
doesn't-
made the bad guy for the finale.
Yeah,
His
no,
equal.
walking back. Like, even walking back over the bridge. Oh, this is where I died.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
'Cause
Just
he did it to me.
returning the favour.
Yeah.
Literally.
Done.
That would have been good.
Oh, that would have been so much better than
There
the
is
ending we
your end
got.
goal, yeah.
Yeah.
The only way that guy actually makes it out of the dungeon is he makes a deal with one of the demons.
Yeah, but he gets powers through making deals with demons,
Yeah.
not because he earned it,
Yeah.
which makes him less than
Powerful.
Yeah.
less powerful. So the one we want to win still fucking wins,
Yeah.
and there's a good reason why he does.
That's it.
Why don't we just write shows? Like, that was so much better.
Because we fix them, and that's what we
Oh,
do.
yeah.
We try to do.
Yeah. What we should do is we should get emails from people who make shows.
Yeah.
Like, can you just proof watch this for us, please?
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
That
Yeah.
would be
Any
cool.
tips? Yeah. So, should we give it a rating?
I think I'm going to go first on this time to rate it.
This was your show to pick.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Get the calculator out.
Get the quackulator out.
Cool.
I've watched this twice now. Actually, 3 times now, that would be.
Yeah, it's about my third watch.
The thing is, right, first time you watch it, you're like, oh, this is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Second time you watch it, you're like, oh, this is good.
But we do this to every show.
But
when
this
we
is the
pick 'em
problem,
apart,
yeah.
Our
We
ratings
start-
go from, oh, I really enjoyed it when I watched it, and I'll give that a 9.
Yeah.
And then you pick it apart, and you're like, oh, actually, you know what? There's a lot of flaws
Yeah,
in this.
this is the
really.
problem, because I sat here last week when we first heard the ratings from other from anime critics and stuff like that.
And you were
As
saying
I
they were
put-
low.
They
didn't
were
you,
low. They
originally?
were only about 6.5, but
Yeah.
I'm still above that. Like, I was disappointed at the drop off that it does,
Yeah.
but it wasn't such a serious drop off that I was like, no.
But you didn't stop enjoying it.
That I didn't stop enjoying it because
Okay.
I've enjoyed it before. Again, third time I've watched it, so 7.5 for me.
6.5.
6.5.
That drop off is just drastic. It's a different show. It's an entirely different fucking show. 1 to 6 is 1, and then 7 to 13 is a completely different.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
bits and pieces of the character that come back, but never for long enough.
Yeah, and I'll say it now that season 2 doesn't sticks to that trend.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
It's a shame because the first 6 episodes, fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's like Sword Art good. Like the first
Yeah.
first part of Sword Art good. That's what those 6 episodes are. And oh boy, does it do what Sword Art did.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna give it a solid 7. I'll give it a solid 7. But there needs to be improvements, like 4 episodes at least out of those 13 could have gone a better way, 100%. So the Summoning Boys give Arifureta a 7 out of 10.
About where it belongs.
All you summoners can join us next time, where we go to the movies and watch A Girl Who Leapt Through Time. If you've got any questions or queries, or just want to see what we're up to, you can join us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at How Not to Summon, or join our Discord at How Not to Summon a Podcast, or go to our website at HowNotToSummon.com. I've been Shinny Senpai.
I've been Jim.
I've been Grayson.
Bye.
See ya.
Ta-ra.
Dragon Girls.
おはようおやすみ当たり前のこと夢みたいで愛しいことよやっと